It's a hard thing to try and to describe to someone the feeling and come back in after winning. Or
Just
is it Cheltenham Festival, isn't it?
Yeah, on a, you know.
It's like you don't have any words for it.
You don't have any words for it, no.
This will be a champion jockey one day.
Richard Dunwoody, his first Grand National winner, the youngest rider in the race. Charter Party wins the 1988 Gold Cup.
Take it as it comes.
Richard, when was the first time you came into the weigh room in Cheltenham?
Very, very long time ago.
There's kind of like a hierarchy, isn't there, Richard? How did you always end up, your name was over there?
I don't know, I think I started in very much the same place, Millie. You know, I was around here.
John Franken was probably champion jockey or school at that time.
Yeah, you'd look at Frank and his style over a fence and you'd watch him.
Was he the benchmark for you at that point?
Certainly when I started, and then obviously then
School.
he retired and Scoot.
So like when you won in West Tip in 1986, where were you?
Both second jockey to Scoot, second jockey to Huel.
As they race towards the elbow, it's West Tip and the youngest rider, Richard Dunwoody.
West Tip ran away with me in the National. He was the horse that started my career.
And as they come to the line, West Tip has won the National.
So when he won the Grand National, then where did you end up after that?
Got in first jockey to the Duke in my first season was 86, 87. That's on Charter Party, Millie. That's when I won the Gold Cup.
Charter Party's taking it up over on the far side.
He'd always had problems with his feet, and he wasn't the best of jumpers. I always remember walking around the paddock here for the 88 Gold Cup, and the lad turned around to me and said, "You'll be fine today. He hasn't taken a lame step all morning."
At the line, Charter Party wins the 1988 Gold Cup.
Richard Dunwoody, very popular here. This will be a champion jockey one day, given the opportunities.
So I left the Duke, went to Pipies for the numerical reason.
I was very delighted that Dunwoody wanted to come to us. I mean, he has left a good job. Hopefully he's champion jockey this season. Hopefully we can make him champion jockey many more times to come.
I wanted to be champion.
The champion jockey was more
So
important. Was that what you always wanted as a kid? Like?
Yeah, that's it from the time you're growing up.
So this Archie is the winner. This is actually for winners at Cheltenham. It's not at the festival.
2, 3.
Yeah, I know. I'm only 5th in the list, Millie.
Wow.
Very disappointing.
Very.
That year that you had the battle, was that 93, 94 then, yeah?
To be or not to be champion jockey. On the left, Richard Dunwoody, the reigning champ. On the right, Adrian Maguire, the challenger.
I wasn't actually that far behind. Things were going well, and then of course we go to Nottingham and I get banned for Cheltenham.
So what happened, just out of matter of interest, what happened in Nottingham?
Adrian had been poking and trying to go there a couple of times. So I'd warned him. He went there sort of between the last two, and I'd left him all the room in the world, and then he was there. But it was not the best piece of riding, certainly on my behalf. But
and what?
Paid the penalty.
So you got 21 days run, was it? Or
no, I think I only got a week or 10 days.
For putting someone through the week?
The bookies believe the incident has cost Dunwoody this year's Champions title. He'll have to sit out up to 60 rides, including the Cheltenham Festival. But Dunwoody says the championship battle is not over yet.
They're under starters' orders. They're off. Billy Homer, by a length, sprinting up towards the line. Billy Homer takes it.
Billy Homer won the National that year. And I was favourite after the National.
Maguire leads by 5, but Dunwoody is now the favourite with the bookies to win his second title.
I don't think either of us deserve to win in a way, or either of us deserve to lose. So it'd be very nice if it was a draw.
No matter what the outcome is, you can look back and you can say that I had a brilliant season.
Luckily, 3 of Pipies went and won at Stratford, and that sort of put me.
That
was it over basically.
The championship was Richard Dunwoody's for the second year running.
So then you went another season though.
So we got all the way through that season, but Luke Harvey changed my life.
The disciplinary committee didn't take long to find Dunwoody guilty of careless riding and intentional interference against fellow jockey Luke Harvey's mount at Uttoxeter 12 days ago.
You think to yourself, oh God, I miss the days of Charter Party, crevences.
Yeah, some great memories, I suppose, coming up the hill. Yeah, remember Florida Pearl or whatever, passing the line, and then basically as you come down this path, Millie, everyone would be hanging over the rail shouting at you.
The normally reserved Richard Dunwoody joining in the jubilation.
The Luke Harvey incident where I didn't put him through the wing, I just took him off the course a little bit.
There was no wing there, was there?
There was no wing there, but it was 28 days for that one.
Champion jockey Richard Dunwoody is to be given a 30-day ban. And this is why the disciplinary committee didn't take long to find Dunwoody guilty of careless riding and intentional interference against fellow jockey Luke Harvey's mount at Uttoxeter 12 days ago.
Up until that time with Luke, I looked like winning the championship quite easily that year.
Yeah.
But then, of course, it brought Adrian back into play.
I think it's the last 4 weeks has opened my eyes that there's a little bit more to life than just riding racehorses, and I've enjoyed the time.
The season before, we had all these falls and walked away from them.
Yeah.
It got to the stage of obsession, I think, for both of us, for both myself and Adrian. The hype, the pressure was enormous, and I'm not going to let that happen again.
And in the end, Adrian got a bad fall at Hereford, and he actually that finished his season.
Yeah.
And so it gave me the championship. So this is where the horses circle. You've seen this a long time ago, Millie, but the horses circle before they go out in the course. And then you come back in, Millie, and then you go through those two gates. Those gates are open, and everyone's piled up there.
Watching you.
Everyone's cheering and roaring.
So your last couple of years, you rode for Philip Hobbs. Where did you get the fall?
So I actually fell off Princeville. From then, I was always basically riding one-armed.
I've consulted various surgeons and physios and everything else. You know, if the doctors say you can't do it anymore, then fair enough, that's it.
That's the way it is. We were lucky, you know, you look at all the injuries in jump racing, I was lucky to last that long, you know.
And then when I suppose you didn't know what you were going to do then, did you, in terms of?
So I'd already set up a business.
Dunwoody Sports Marketing.
Since then, travelled with Wild Frontiers. I've been leading tours for them for now over 20 years. I've done some stuff for charity, so I've been kept busy that way as well.
What did you think of each other at the time?
Well, I was a bit younger than your dad, Millie, so I really looked up to your dad. He was like, your dad was the best jockey riding, and everyone wanted to try and be like him or be better than him. So I wouldn't like to tell him that too often, to be fair, and I definitely wouldn't have told him when I was riding against him. So this is the 1998 Arkle, which is a 2-mile novice chase. I rode a horse called Champlain.
And this champion jockey, Tony McCoy, champion trainer, Martin Pipe.
I'm flat to the boards on Hill Society.
It's going to be a blanket finish here. The strength of McCoy. Here comes Richard Dunwoody, Hill Society, on the nod.
Didn't really think I'd get as close as I did in the end, but...
Yeah, watch how close he got, look.
Beat you.
That's what he thought as well.
That was like a tie.
No, I don't think so, Millie. I can remember looking at you with the Sport and Life and no disrespect, and there was phenomenal jockeys in here. You know, you had Norman, Adrian, Jamie Osborne, you know, Fitzy, Carl, loads of brilliant jockeys, and all I want to think like, and I thought I just want to beat him.
If you were in like the weighing room at the same time, would you like talk to each other?
We
were really close.
We'd ask for advice. I'd ask for advice. Yeah, quite friendly. We didn't start fighting. I might have fought with other jockeys, but no, with AP.
Yeah.
A friendly competition.
We had very friendly competition. We liked beating each other. So there were 13 close finishes between us, apparently.
And you won how many?
I won 10 of them.
Dino's Bino in front, gets his first reminders from AP McCoy, who looks round to see that Princeville is the big danger.
I don't actually know how to let him beat me, Art.
Watch this closely.
Richard Dunwoody is forcing Princeville's head in front, and he is just going to win the Smurfit long walk hurdle.
I don't think maybe we were as good as I thought we were watching that.
I think we should spend the rest of the afternoon watching this race.
Yay!
Best horse I rode, Desert Orchid was a great, because he tried, he would put as much in as any other horse I rode. He really tried. He'd push himself, you know. I wouldn't have to do anything on him.
Push himself to the limit.
He would take himself. He hated getting beat, Millie. He was like one of the most competitive horses I ever rode.
Desert Orchid, a good jump there.
Without giving you a big head, but I was chatting to Ted Walsh the other night. To this day, Ted says, I've never seen a better jockey riding than Richard Dunwoody. Like, you got to ride Desert Orchid.
Yeah.
It's Racing Zone, rolls right, Desert Orchid, the silver shadow coming well clear.
Best performance was the Racing Post Chase at Kempton.
Desert Orchid by 4 or 5 legs.
Oh yeah, look at that for a jump.
That was good.
just one to take. Richard Dunwoody does it only. Over the last all right, he took it a bit low, but he's clear. The crowd are on their feet, the hats are in the air. It's Desert Orchid.
It was inspirational to ride him, Millie, because he was so good, you know. They say horses they don't know when they've won. He certainly knew when he won.
Very jealous your dad got to ride Desert Orchid.
And the smile on Richard Dunwoody's face says it all.
So, Millie, this is Crebensis in 1990 for Michael Stout.
Where are you, Daddy?
Well, I was at school, Archie.
Crebensis over on the far side at the final flight.
He's a good jumper, wasn't he?
He's
had loads of scope, hasn't he?
Fantastic.
Crebensis is going to win the champion hurdle. Crebensis has won it.
He looked a pretty cool little horse.
Yeah, it didn't take a lot out of him, did it?
Florida Pearl has got pace and confidently ridden by Richard Dunwoody.
Riding any winner at Cheltenham is the place, isn't it?
The unbeaten Florida Pearl wins the violence of the lights in devastating style.
Walking back in here when you're riding an Irish train winner at Cheltenham is
so Florida Pearl
better than anything. It was incredible, yeah.
And then to entry to Grand Nationals, you know, West Tip, Minihoma.
As they come to the line, West Tip has won the national. Richard Dunwoody acknowledging the congratulations already of his colleagues as he pats his first Grand National winner, the youngest rider in the race.
How would you compare Gold Cups with the National?
I always said the best horse wins the Cheltenham Gold Cup.
For me, the National was the pinnacle because it was a challenge. Riding over those fences was just a buzz.
Vinnie Homer's coming through on the inside of Moorcroft Boy. Can he get through? He's going like a good Vinnie Homer. Vinnie Homer takes it.
So do you think was this Grand National the moment in your career, was West Tip more the moment?
It was quite funny. Myself and Carl Llewellyn drove up and we said if we ever win another national, we'll take time and actually take it in and enjoy it. It was an amazing second time around. Riding the Gold Cup winner, fantastic on Charter Party.
Charter Party striding away now from Cabby's Clown, and at the line, Charter Party wins the 1988 Gold Cup, written by Richard Dunwoody.
Riding Crebensis again, huge day. For me personally, I think that the Nationals were the roar that day, and coming in was just an amazing experience.
What does it feel like crossing the line in first and everyone just starts cheering?
It's pretty good. It's pretty cool, Archie. What were you going to say, Emil?
What's the one thing that made this super special?
I think winning. And because there's so many people here as well.
You've been described by some people as being obsessive.
Is there anything wrong with being obsessive?
Confidently ridden by Richard Dunwoody.
What about Cheltenham? What's your feeling?
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm not feeling any more pressure. I've always gone out every year to ride as many winners as I can. You've got to eliminate the mistakes. Even at the end of the day, you've only got yourself to blame if something does go wrong. So in some ways, you know, I might be described as obsessive at times, yes.
I read your book called Obsessed. Were you always like that?
You become more and more focused and more obsessed as you get older. I think I certainly did along the way. You just wouldn't sleep. And
because of the anticipation of it, because of
the pressure you're
thinking
putting
about
yourself,
it all the time.
And I suffered, not all the time, but you know, certainly for some of the big meetings, I would really suffer. And times when you really wanted to be on your game, and you're not sleeping, and you're getting up after about 2 hours sleep.
Charter Party wins the 1988 Gold Cup.
What does it feel about riding in front of so many people? Are you nervous?
Are you nervous? Do you know what? I often say it. I think it's what makes really good sports feel better. I think the really good ones actually like all the people watch them, Archie. And this is it in terms of being a jump jockey. The Cheltenham Festival is 70,000 people. It's where all the best horses are here, and it's where you want to win more than anywhere else.
You know, when you ride a winner, it's Dunwoody does this, does that, and it was Dunmaddy headlines all over the Sun. He's Dunmaddy's off to a sports psychologist. To be fair, it was spot on. It just got me focusing on the right things, and very, very simple thing, and thing that's repeated now continually: control the controllable.
Yeah.
And it made a difference. It did.
Did it make you enjoy it more, do you think?
Not sure at the time it did,
Yeah.
but maybe. So I think maybe later on, you know, those last 4 years, it couldn't get much better.
Nice and peaceful in here. You know, I mean, there'd be 70,000 people outside.
Yeah,
And
it's a
you've
bit
got-
quiet. It's a bit quieter.
Yeah, and especially in this corner here, was no one can see it. It's like it's kind of where all the grumpy people used to hang out.
Right from the start, Richard Dunwoody gave Florida Pearl a masterful ride. It looks like another star has been born.
I looked at you and I thought, he's just like concrete, he is, and he has no feelings, he's emotionless. If I want to be champion jockey, I'm going to have to be like him. I'm going to have to show no weakness, get smashed off the ground, even if you want to feel it, you want to cry on a little ball in the corner, just walk back in and go back out again and pretend it never happened. And then I liked the torture of it. I liked
yourself through a bit of pain.
Yeah, I like the torture of the mental side of it, the physical side of it. I like the challenge of it. You like the challenge?
Well, it's all the
of
challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basically, that's what we're here for. But certainly the full side of it, it was just you're not going to ride a winner either down at the physios or whatever. You've got to get back as quick as possible.
Well, Cheltenham is an amazing place, but one of the things they've done, they built this stand, which would be, you know, and all the way around the winners' enclosure for people to come and watch, because it is all about the horse and it is all about, you know, getting back into the winners' enclosure. Sport is all about winning. And
It's
to walk
proper
in here,
amphitheatre now, isn't it? Yeah.
Proper amphitheatre, you know. So it has made going into the winners' enclosure so much more special. What would you like to be remembered as, or what would your legacy, you think, be in terms of?
Yeah, I think it's not so much the winners or whatever. I think it was always just raising the bar a little bit.
Without giving you a big head, but I was chatting to Ted Walsh the other night. To this day, Ted says, I've never seen a better jockey riding than Richard Dunwoody.
Yeah.
I'm with Ted Walsh.